Los can't look down at his little meat standing up is being spammed. First of all, what? Our bloodstream is made out of ketchup. I don't even f with ketchup like that. Los, you're built like a caterpillar. You know, saying, oh, your eyebrows are, just saying that I'm built like that doesn't even make any sense, bro.
It only takes one small misstep, one careless sentence, and suddenly everything you worked for starts slipping through your fingers. We have seen it happen over and over online, where creators build whole digital kingdoms just to watch them shake when controversy hits. Right now, the person fighting that exact storm is LosPolosTV. He has never been the internet's golden boy, never the safe or polished type. He built his name off being loud, blunt, and sometimes straight up reckless. Still, he had a loyal crowd locked in, even if some of them seemed to tune in just to clown him and wait for the next meltdown. Now this longtime streamer from New Jersey looks like he is losing control of the narrative around him. Public opinion is shifting fast, and it is not in his favor. What started as one bold move into a lane he clearly did not understand has turned into a full-blown spiral. People are watching closely, some out of concern, others out of pure curiosity, waiting to see if this is the moment it all falls apart. And all of it traces back to one tweet that set the timeline on fire and changed the direction of his career. For those who do not really know who he is, let us break it down. Los, whose real name is Lewis, stands about 5'9", around 240 pounds, and is now 30 years old. Since 2015, he has pushed the idea that he is more than just another guy from New Jersey. He built his brand on the message that if he could level up from nothing, other people could too. That underdog angle became part of his identity and part of his hustle.
Running up on ICE agents? Stalking them down? That's not a protest! How the fuck is that a protest? So yeah, I'm sorry I said it was annoying, but I was talking about what the fuck that is. Whatever the fuck that is, yeah, that's fucking annoying, bro. Regular protest? No, bro. Dude, this is why I was mad the way I worded it. Because I even wrote it. Yes, dude, protests are perfectly fine. You decide how are you gonna live. You're unhappy in the current situation? Get in a fucking better situation, bro. Figure out a way. You can figure it out. If other people can figure it out, you can figure it out, bro. If people can become fucking billionaires and millionaires and whatever, you can figure this shit out. All right? I know it's hard, bro. Do you think, listen, bro, do you think anything that's worth, that people want, that's worth that, do you think that's just gonna be fucking easy, bro? What do you mean it's hard? Yeah, it's fucking hard. Life is fucking hard, bro. And I don't give a fuck when anyone's like, oh, dude, you're like a streamer, you sit in a chair. I don't care, bro. The amount of fucking failure and disappointment that I've had in my life, bro, has led me to this moment, bro. I was talking about this the other day, and it brought up a lot of old things. A lot of old shit, bro.
Earlier in life, he did not see himself as some future internet figure. He once felt like he was falling short. A serious breakup hit him hard. His dreams of playing AAU basketball collapsed when a tryout went left. Even after making varsity, failing 2 classes kept him off the court and crushed what he thought would be his future in hoops. That setback forced him to pivot. Instead of chasing basketball, he picked up a controller and started grinding NBA 2K. Since 2014, he has been locked in on streaming, building his name one upload at a time, believing this was his second shot at something bigger. Through pure persistence and non-stop grinding, he pushed his platform to serious numbers, climbing past 800,000 followers on Twitch. That kind of growth does not happen by accident. He streamed for hours, day after day, building a core fan base through NBA 2K and later Fortnite.
Viewers. And I got extremely lucky. Literally my first stream, there was like a glitch on 2K, and I'm not even trying to be an asshole. There was never a time when I had 20 viewers in my stream, bro. Sometimes I think, and it makes me a little like, not sad, but it's like this feeling of like, there's people who did watch me all those years ago. Let's say they were like 16 years old, bro. 9 years ago? Dude, that's a 25-year-old man now, dude. That's actually crazy. Have you ever went on a Drake and Drive, bro? That might sound
Drake
corny.
and Drive?
Sure.
That's not a term. Nobody says that. Do people actually say Drake and Drive?
They say that shit, bro. I'm saying you just driving at night, Drake comes on, you're not even listening to the lyrics, bro.
Okay, listen, I will admit that if you're reading this, It's Too Late came out, I did go on a couple Drake and Drives.
And how did that feel? How did it feel?
It was like driving to any other kind of music I like.
Drake and Drive.
Vast majority of the album just kind of feels like very inoffensive R&B wallpaper.
I mean, did we expect anything different? I mean, I'm shocked he didn't give it a 2. I mean, did we expect differently? This is the same person who said that KSI's album was better than CLB. Just take that into consideration.
You guys like the shirt? Superman, more like Super Tubby. You're getting fucking banned, bro. Man of Steal Your Food. You're banned, bro. Man of Veal. Supperman. No, I'm about to put a hoodie on, bro. Fart Kent. That's actually a perma ban, bro. Man of Meal.
But what really pushed him outside that gaming bubble was not just gameplay. It was his loud and proud loyalty to Drake. Calling himself a diehard Drake supporter turned into a defining trait, especially when he got pulled into debates and ended up getting trolled by Anthony Fantano. That moment took him beyond the streaming crowd and into a wider internet spotlight. The problem is, attention does not always mean respect. More people learned his name, sure, but a lot of them did not take him seriously. They saw the clips, the heated defenses, the passion that looked over the top. Comments started flying like, "This guy definitely cares about Drake's music much more than Drake himself." And man, this dude had more energy in his defense than Drake did in the whole album. Those lines stuck, and the image followed him everywhere. Since then, the idea that Los is an easy target has never really faded. Most streamers build a back and forth with their audience, where there is at least some balance. With Los, that balance feels off. His own community often roasts him in ways that go beyond normal jokes. Some of it might be playful trolling, but other comments cross lines that feel personal and harsh. It created an environment where he is not just a creator, but a running punchline. His weight gets brought up constantly, his reactions get clipped and replayed, and the reason it keeps happening is simple. Even with thousands of people laughing, he carries himself with heavy seriousness.
Superman boobs? Alright, we're done with this. Mod, start doing... Start timing.
Yeah. Back in the day. What?
While I was like choking, someone goes, "Yes, finally." It says unfollow Drake on Instagram. Buddy, that's not what Drake is unfollowed Los.
This is my thing with the internet in general, okay? People say shit, and then they go, "Oh no."
Do you know why?
I'm trolling.
Do you know why?
Nobody's saying shit in real life, bro.
Do you know why?
Nobody is saying shit in real life. I don't care how many followers you have. I don't care if you have 1 billion followers or 4 followers. You're gonna walk up in my face and go, "Oh, you're whack," or say some crazy shit. You're not saying that ever, bro. Nobody's saying that shit.
Who is Los? Los, tell us who you are, man.
Hey, chat, what's going on? I don't know. What are you talking about? We were just talking 2 days ago. Have you? I don't know. I don't know.
Those fucking
I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, go ahead. I was called. What's happening? Wait, Mr. Tate. My dad is a huge fan, by the way.
Oh, awesome.
He does not brush things off easily. That makes him a magnet for trolls who love pushing buttons. Instead of developing the thick skin that usually comes with internet fame, he has shown a pattern of snapping back, getting visibly frustrated, and sometimes spiraling into full-blown online meltdowns. Because Los is often seen as easy pickings, that same energy spills over into how other streamers treat him. Even when he links up with major names like XQC, Andrew Tate, or Kai Cenat, he rarely controls the room. Instead of being viewed as an equal, he is usually framed as the punchline. The jokes circle back to him, the crowd waits for his reaction, and the dynamic feels unbalanced from the jump. That reputation makes it open season. Streamers like Stable Ronaldo will call him out publicly with zero hesitation, speaking to him in a way that carries little respect. There is no fear of backlash because the internet already expects Los to be the one getting clowned. When that label sticks, it is hard to shake, and every collab just reinforces the same narrative.
I just have a 4-minute stream. I thought this was phase miss, but apparently it's not, dude.
Okay, and I thought you were a streamer, but you stream once every week. So now what? Are you ready to fucking play, or are you not? Let me know right now.
Blasphemy, fucking just lying on my name like this.
Why did that? I'm gonna use a bad word. Sorry.
Why did the window just...
I'm gonna use a bad word. I'm sorry.
What word?
I'm gonna call her name. Sorry, I have to. Forgive me. This is my gut reaction because I'm watching this video. And the cop is saying, "You're on a railroad track, you could die." And this stupid bitch rolls the window up on the cop?
Who the fuck just said Tubby Supreme? Yo! I want to do a ping pong stream. This is the shit I'm hearing. Tubby Supreme. Can't do shit, bro.
That's a money grab. I love it. That's a fucking money grab. I love it, dude. I love it. It's a fucking money grab. It's a fucking scam, dude.
Oh, God.
They're gonna teach somebody how to be a streamer.
Listen, all you have to do, like, the tuition's like 80 grand, and you'll become famous.
Bro.
Turn off face cam. Yo, I've never heard someone say that to a streamer, bro. I was very sick. Jesus. No, I'm better. Wad, please infect it. Oh, God. I'm like, it takes me a second to catch on. Wait, why are people spamming F? Wait, hold on, is it lagging? Buddy's saying McDonald's Wi-Fi to me. Buddy, you're on McDonald's Wi-Fi if it's lagging for you, bro. This is perfectly fine. Get your fucking gigabytes up, bud. Yeah, spend a few dollars. What species is Los? Is being fucking spammed.
At some point, what really started keeping him afloat was the pivot to streaming regularly with his dad, known as Wad. Those father and son streams hit differently. The vibe feels more natural, more relaxed, and the audience response is noticeably stronger compared to his solo sessions. People genuinely seem to enjoy Wad's presence, sometimes even more than Los himself. Still, even that boost has not fully stopped the constant criticism and slick comments. Things escalated when his dad stepped into controversy after suggesting that Kai's streamer university might not have the pure intentions it was presented with. That sparked a response from Kai, who pushed back and made it clear that the claims were off base. Even in that small clash, viewers handled Kai with far more grace than they ever give Los. Some even joked, "Bro's dad better get compensation for being on stream. He makes it 10 times better. Sorry, Los."
5-year-old. I'm like, what the fuck is ICE doing? Because every day you hear this shit about ICE is doing some bullshit, right? I'm like, what? I go on, they're saying that the ICE is detaining 5-year-olds, all this shit. Apparently the story is that somebody was getting arrested and fled the scene and left their child, and ICE was just with the child. But you go online, bro, and dudes are saying that ICE is arresting 5-year-olds. Who the fuck makes this shit up? Like, dude, it's bad enough. Like, it's like ICE has done very, very fucking questionable, weird shit, right? Very weird shit. We could all agree with that. I don't care what your political views are, right? But like, dude, they're not arresting 5-year-olds, bro. They're not arresting fucking like, I don't know how else to say this. This is not happening in the original tweet. Go ahead and protest. Go to the mayor's office or town hall or whatever it is and protest. Peacefully. Running up on ICE agents, stalking them down, that's not a protest. How the fuck is that a protest? So yeah, I'm sorry I said that was annoying, but I was talking about what the fuck that is. Whatever the fuck that is, yeah, that's fucking annoying, bro. Regular protest? No, bro. Dude, this is why I was mad the way I worded it. Because I even wrote it. Yes, dude, protests are perfectly fine. Read this comment to you. Mind you, this shit basically just exists on Twitter, but I'm gonna read this. You don't watch him, bruh. He talks about ICE and how he supports them on stream multiple times. Like, we're to the point where people are literally just lying about me. It doesn't even make sense. It's like ridiculous. You see this, and the funniest part about this is dudes being like, oh yeah, you said you should lay down and get fucked by the government. Meanwhile, you're literally saying lay down and don't say anything. Holy shit.
I'm just saying, like,
Jake, if I had went on defending it, then you have a point. And those people have a point to be mad. I never defended shit.
Who are you trying to convince right now? Me?
Like, what the fuck is this? How do you take something that out of context?
Whether Wad is getting paid or not is unknown, but one thing is clear. Los values engagement over everything, and he will lean into whatever keeps the numbers moving. Before all this chaos, he even stirred up buzz by openly saying he was a furry just to light up controversy, but Los clearly didn't think through what would happen next. When the world finally zeroed in on him, it didn't make people like him more. It only locked in the broad dislike and skepticism a huge chunk of social media already held. Things got much more intense during the situation in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where 2 American citizens, Renee Good and Alex Pretty, were fatally shot by federal immigration enforcement agents as part of a larger federal operation. Those assassinations sparked massive protests and national outrage because many witnesses, family members, and city leaders disputed federal claims about what happened, and demand accountability and transparency from authorities has grown. At the peak of that national event, Los decided to wade into political waters he clearly wasn't prepared for. He posted a series of statements defending federal agents and the position of Trump's immigration enforcement policies in a way that many saw as tone-deaf and deeply misguided. He wrote about how people should mind their business and emphasized that interfering with federal agents was illegal. He also repeated claims that law enforcement personnel were just trying to protect themselves, framing the tragic life endings as something avoidable if people simply stayed out of confrontations. Those comments were controversial not only because of the sensitive context, but also because of how defensively they were phrased, which many felt overlooked the real grief and questions around what had happened. In the same lengthy post, he went further by arguing that no elected official should push to abolish ECE, suggesting that doing so encourages people to confront federal agents. That stance placed him squarely into one of the most heated debates happening online and off, right as thousands were protesting and calling for change. His attempts to wade into national politics without the nuance or sensitivity the situation demanded only accelerated the backlash against him, giving critics even more reason to pile on, and turning a single social media update into one of the most damaging moments of his online career. This wasn't the only thing he said that raised eyebrows, but it became the lens through which most people now judge his judgment and understanding of big social issues.
You literally wrote a paragraph expressing your support for ICE, expressing your disdain, your hatred, your disapproval for people protesting ICE, right? You literally told those people, man, let them do what they want to do. Let them do what they doing. And then once you get backlash, right, because the right-wing pivot ain't go as smooth as you thought it was gonna go, all right? Now you're back flip-flopping. Now you're back to, hey, man, I got friends I love who's going through.
It's clearly caused chaos and more shit I didn't want. The title of my stream, I don't want any more violence. That is what I thought I was saying. And it got misconstrued into something else, okay? A month ago, or I don't know if it was a month or two ago, whenever this happened, one of my friends, they were affected. A family member was deported, and I came on stream saying fuck ICE. Then, so you think I'd say that, and then after 2 people die, then I take ICE's side? Yo, I'm not gonna insult more people, bro. I'm not gonna sit here and insult more people and say you're mentally ill. Like, even though I think a lot of people are, I'm not gonna go down that path, because there's mentally ill people on both sides, and we both know that.
Ending the bravery of people that are literally putting their lives on the line when they shouldn't have to, okay? When that shouldn't even be a point of fucking contention. The reason why people are calling you out is because you're saying, I'm not just a bootlicker, I'm spreading my fucking ass cheeks when the boot is coming. After I'm done throating it, I'll shove it directly in my ass. He's saying, fuck ICE, bro. But just like say fuck ICE from your gated community, you know? That's it. Just like stick to Twitter fingers, you know what I mean? Don't actually do something. The reason why people are saying fuck ICE is not just because ICE is out there brutalizing American citizens. The reason why people are saying fuck ICE is because ICE is an insane expansion of the already existing surveillance state that is going around door to door, violating people's constitutional rights to kidnap people.
One of the biggest flames in this whole saga was when Los openly downplayed the severity of a widely reported incident during the Minnesota anti-ICE protests, claiming that alleged abusive behavior by federal agents was made up, despite multiple accounts, eyewitness videos, and protests documenting the fatal shootings of Renee Nicole Good and Alex Preddy by ICE and federal agents that sparked national and international outrage. Good, a 37-year-old U.S. citizen, was assassinated by an ICE agent during an enforcement operation in Minneapolis, Minnesota, in early January, an incident that authorities labeled self-defense, but which many witnesses and local leaders strongly contested. A few weeks later, 37-year-old Alex Preddy was assassinated by Border Patrol agents while trying to help others during a tense encounter, and footage of the shooting circulated widely online. When Los's comments went public, the backlash was immediate. He quickly deleted the post and jumped on his stream trying to claim his words were misunderstood and misrepresented. Even so, once screenshots and clips were out there, deleting a post wasn't enough to erase the narrative people had already seen. Instead of cooling things down, his response fueled more criticism. Critics from all corners didn't hold back, calling him out harshly for his stance and his language. Comments like, "Los, you are a guinea pig clown," and "you spineless clown lashing out for attention," flooded forums and streams. Many argued he was overly defensive and out of touch with why people were protesting in the first place. Not just over one life end, but over what many viewed as a pattern of federal force causing civilian life ends and injury. Damage control only made things worse. He tried to walk back some of his claims while also also insisting people had misread him, but few were buying it. As the public and content communities continued digging in, bigger figures in the online space, including critics like Hasanabi, Anthony Fantano, Ludwig, and others, began publicly dissecting and commenting on his remarks, pointing out that he didn't seem to grasp the broader context behind the protests. Once Los realized he couldn't talk his way out of the corner he'd tweeted himself into, he did what he's done before when things go south. He lashed out at his critics and doubled down on engaging with anyone willing to respond, turning what could have been a constructive discussion into another online confrontation.
So when I have racists, homophobes, animal abusers, cucks, and literal sub 50 IQ people coming at me, I can sleep pretty good at night, bro. Okay? I can sleep pretty good at night. You're not gonna fucking write lies about me to try to cancel me, bro. Dude, keep trying to tell people that I support ICE with zero evidence, and me never saying that, and me saying the opposite of it for 2 months straight.
That's gonna L. That's L. There's absolutely zero validity within Cutie streaming with people and like some what is that, some cheating like allegation, cuck allegation, like what even is that? That makes zero sense at all. That's like just insecure.
He unhid it. He unhid it. Are you in here, Los Pollos? You fucking baby. You fucking baby. Folding under zero pressure again. Oh my God. He waited to spam. Dude, he waited. Did he bot his tweet? Oh my God. Did he fucking bot his tweet and then unhid it so he doesn't get ratioed? Yeah. That is crazy. He knew the quote retweet was coming and he knew what that would look like. He did. It gained more than 2K in 1 minute. Yeah, no, he fucking botted the shit. Bro, he's so stupid.
Sneako's like fucking, like, dude! What do you do? Holy fuck, I'm so good at this. Dude, that's fucking bad, dude! My parlay, dude! Football! Dude, the fucking NFL! Prize picks, dude! Dude, what the that's bad! Fuck! Oh, I'm sorry, I take it all back.
He did not stop there. Instead of cooling off, he jumped back on X and started firing at anyone who even hinted at criticizing him. Ludwig was one of the first in his sights. He posted insults telling him to stay out of grown men business and questioning his authenticity. The tone was aggressive, personal, and had very little to do with the original issue that sparked the backlash. It felt less like a defense and more like a public meltdown playing out in real time. Then he turned toward Hassan. He accused him of manipulating his audience and having hidden motives, bringing up old online disputes and dragging them back into the spotlight. Rather than address the substance of the criticism, he framed it as some coordinated agenda against him. The language was heated, emotional, and clearly meant to provoke. At that point, the focus had fully shifted away from the protest controversy and into personal beef territory. Even Anthony Fantano, someone who had helped boost his visibility in the past, was not spared. After Fantano allegedly texted him privately suggesting he calm down, Los took it public and fired off more insults, accusing him of fake behavior and clout chasing. What could have stayed behind the scenes became another spectacle. Instead of protecting relationships, he burned bridges in front of everyone watching. The problem was clear. None of these attacks addressed the core criticism about his original comments. They were personal shots, emotional reactions, and attempts to flip the spotlight onto other creators. That strategy rarely works online, especially when the internet already sees you as defensive. Each post only reinforced the narrative that he could not handle pushback without spiraling.
Well, we got people on here trying to be fake. Buddy, this is what we're gonna do. I researched this. I talked to multiple people. There's 3 organizations. There's one that I really like. They literally, what they do is, if you have a family member that got deported, they help fund the lawyer fees. Okay, that is what it is. So I will be giving money to that. So for those people, I'm not talking about people with criminal, fucking like a rapist or something. No, just talking about a regular person that, yes, they were here illegally, but said, they got caught, right? But they still have family and shit. So guess what? I'm giving them money, all right? And any money we make this week, I'm giving that money too. So these people can go fuck themselves that are sitting here trying to act like all high and mighty and whatever the fuck, okay? That's what I'm doing.
Stop tagging me in these fucking ice bucket challenges. I'm not doing a fucking ice bucket. You look fucking crazy, number one. Number two, I participated in the OG Ice Bucket Challenge, but I don't know what this new bullshit is. I don't fuck with this shit. Stop nominating.
We're going away for the weekend, and I think I was in I was in high school, and maybe I was a sophomore or junior in high school, and my parents were going away, and they left me and my brothers, I think like $80, maybe 100 for the whole weekend to order pizza or, you know, whatever. I think they gave me like $80 or like $100. I didn't tell my brothers about this money. And I went to the smoke shop with my friend who was a year older, and I was like, yeah, I want a bong. And he bought me a bong. So I spent our food money on a bong, and probably for the next week or two, we were just getting fucking hot. Like, it was bad, bro. You read through every tweet, you tell me where the fuck I said I like ICE. I agree with them. I support anything. Because I fucking don't, and I never said I do.
Predictably, this did not improve how the broader online community viewed him. Even XQC stepped in at one point, suggesting that Los needed to adjust his mindset and mature in how he handled criticism. When other big creators start hinting that you need to rethink your approach, that is usually a sign the situation is bigger than just a simple disagreement. What made it worse was that he could not even rely on his own fan spaces for full support. His subreddit and comment sections were filled with memes and images implying people knew exactly where he stood politically, regardless of his attempts to reframe it. When he tried hiding replies after getting heavily ratioed, it only added fuel to the perception that he was scrambling to control the damage. Instead of shifting the narrative, every move seemed to confirm it. As word spread through the streaming world about what went down, more people began asking a brutal question. What's the point of LosPollos being online at all if he doesn't even have anything meaningful to say or stand for? When a whole community starts wondering whether your content has any real value, that's a bad sign, especially when the controversy around his posts got bigger than his brand itself. Left with few better options, he's doing what so many others do when they can't put out a fire. He's trying to make it up with whatever he thinks will bring viewers and wallets back into his corner. But chasing clout and chasing cash in the aftermath of an uproar that centered around statements about serious national issues, like the tragic endings of Renee Good and Alex Pretty in Minneapolis under a federal immigration enforcement operation, and the protests that followed, does not play well with most people online. Overall, this whole mess reflects poorly on LosPollos, not just because of what he said and then deleted, but because it shows a pattern of stepping into hot topics without substance, and then quickly backing down when the backlash hits. Earlier, he apologized for a comment about an unrelated challenge almost as soon as people started pushing back, pulling posts faster than anyone could digest them. That kind of move doesn't build trust. At the same time, some of his responses ended up confessing to questionable behavior that hardly wins over new fans. For a streaming audience that claims to care about authenticity, flipping positions or retreating at the first sign of heat looks almost as bad as the controversial opinions themselves. When an online creator positions himself one way only to retreat the next moment, many viewers see that as weak rather than thoughtful, and it damages credibility in a way that quick deletes and half-hearted apologies never fix. Now, Los may be left wondering if pushing into that controversial lane was worth it, because he's burned bridges with a lot of people who might have otherwise supported him. You can bet he's going to seriously regret that tweet and all the fallout that followed. If you found this breakdown interesting, go ahead and comment, like, subscribe to the Beyond Fame channel, share the video, and I'll see you on the next one.